Hello and welcome to our WPL post-match show. Today, obviously, it was Mumbai Indians versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. Harmanpreet Kaur versus Smriti Mandana, and Harmanpreet Kaur has obviously won, but mostly because of Haley Matthews and Nat Silverbrandt. First things first, Shubhan, talk to me about the Haley Matthews innings.
He has been, as we were talking in the before the show went live. Hailey Matthews is batting like a dream, 77 unbeaten of 38, and she showed what she is capable of. And we don't. Hailey Matthews doesn't need any new introduction. She's a power pack player, one of the most attacking openers in women's cricket, and of course, Mumbai Indians would be delighted by how Haley has started in this WPL and now once the later matches comes into play, Haley Matthews and Mumbai Indians both would want that this form may continue for long because once an opener like Haley or someone on that attacking front give you such a start, such a continuation, it helps the team. And we are seeing why they chased it down with 34 balls to spare. It is a brilliant win for Mumbai Indians.
Yes, and Nat Silverbrandt today, obviously, she raised her bat twice because when she was on 47, she thought she had reached
Right.
50.
Right.
But how good was Nat Silverbrandt?
Uh, she was one of my shouts for the player of the tournament in the T20 World Cup that recently concluded. But right, she was absolutely in sensational form in the T20 World Cup, and she has continued that in this WPL. And when she's even on the field, let's not talk about her batting because we know what Nat Seaver is capable of. And but whenever she's on the field, the camera is on. She's enjoying herself out there. She's enjoying this occasion. She's enjoying the crowd. She's enjoying this tournament, and that is showing in her batting or bowling. Even when there was a edge early on of Smriti Mandana's bat. She was like, "Oh, I should have been there in the first slip against Sissy Wong." I guess she was like, "I should have been there in the first slip." She's enjoying her game, and whenever a player enjoys what he or she is doing on the field, it shows on your on the on the, how she performs on the field. And Nat Silver, I mean, 55 unbeaten of 29. The Harmanpreet Kaur, Nat Silverbrandt, and Haley Matthews. These three are going to be the main orchestra of that Mumbai Indians batting lineup. Even if two of them fire on a particular day, they are going to cruise through for a win, and that is why what makes Mumbai Indians, and they bat deep, they bat really deep. But Trisha, I would like to ask you about RCB. I mean, back-to-back defeats, such a power pack unit. They were one of my favorites when the auctions had ended. But you had said that they have made the same mistakes as their male counterparts. What is going wrong with RCB right now?
I think, first of all, RCB in both the matches lost wickets in a heap. If
Hmm.
you lose four wickets, then you are chasing the game. You are not
Right,
attacking. You can't go
right,
completely. Say, for example, Matthews and Nat Silver actually went gung ho because they knew that we have nine more wickets to go. Uh,
right.
and the other part is, you know, when you have a Smriti Mandana,
Hmm.
she will take a few balls to get going. Sophie Devine
Right,
will also take a few balls to get going. So
right.
nobody is actually you suddenly decide both of us have
Yeah, I think Trisha's internet is a bit choppy right now, but we'll try to get back to her. But I mean, if I have to form an opinion about RCB, their bowling lineup is not firing. I thought 155, although it's a shorter ground, it was a decent score and it was a dependable total. Had they bowled well, but their bowling lineup is not clicking at all. Everyone barring Saika Shah, sorry, from the RCB bowling unit, everyone barring a Preeti Bose today, maybe, but everyone didn't do well. And when your bowling department doesn't fire all cylinders, it becomes tough to defend 155 like score because it is something on a very tricky note. I think Trisha is back. Trisha,
yeah.
I was saying that RCB's bowling lineup is one of the major concerns because that is not firing. But what's your take on RCB's?
Yes, bowling lineup. See, Sophie Devine is a pace bowling all rounder who's not working.
Right,
Perry,
right.
not work. Her pace bowling is not working. The problem is, I think RCB has begun with a lot of players who are out of form, and it has
Right,
just happened because even if you see, actually, if you see, even in the World Cup, Perry wasn't bowling that well.
right.
Divine was having problems with the,
Ah, see,
with
even she didn't bowl much. Even she didn't bowl
exactly.
much.
Uh, that is where I think RCB is having a problem. And once somebody like a Haley Matthews, starts getting, starts hitting the bowlers, you can't stop her. Just before the show began,
Right,
as we were discussing, if you have to get Haley Matthews out, it has to be in the first 4 5 balls. Otherwise,
right.
she's
And
going to
that is
get hit.
where and that is where I think Renuka Singh Thakur is also not bowling that well in the last two matches. What we have seen, she bowls a good first over when the ball is moving around a bit, but the T20 format is such that the white ball will not move after 1, 2, 3 overs at max, 4 overs at max. So I think Renuka Singh Thakur has to get her length right, maybe add some variations into her bowling. And if Renuka Singh Thakur for India, for RCB doesn't give you a good start with the ball, it shows, the pressure shows on the entire bowling department. What do you say?
Absolutely. I think, see, right now the problem is Renuka has become very swing dependent. You,
Yeah.
especially in subcontinent wickets, you're not going to get a lot of swing always. And
Hmm.
again, if you have to wait for reverse swing in T20 cricket, that's not even possible because it's just
Right.
20 overs. Um,
Right.
and when that happens, then you have to finish Renuka within the
Right.
like you have to finish her 3 overs at least within the power play, which is not possible.
Right.
Then who's going to bowl at the death? Because Perry, Divine, none of them are death bowlers.
Right. Right.
And hence they actually have a good bowling lineup, they have a fantastic batting lineup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the problem is, on pen and paper they look a fantastic side, but that
Hmm.
side which is there on pen and paper have to go and execute. I think the main
Right.
problem is the execution has been poor, the fielding has been poor, the fielding has
Right.
been very bad. Today at
Right.
least 8 10 runs, all of us know that they missed. When you are defending a target like 156, you can't let it go. Yeah.
True, true. Absolutely spot on, Trisha. But at the same time, when I am looking at the scorecard right now, Smriti Mandana, Sophie Devine, Disha Kasat has had a couple of very bad games today. Also, two ball duck. Elise Perry, Heather Knight, Richa Ghosh, Kanika Ahuja, Shriyanka Patil, Meghan Schutt at number 10, number 9, number 10. That's a really power pack batting lineup. But at least one player has to stay there till the end, and others can go all out from that. I think that is where, do you think Smriti Mandana, being the star player of that batting unit, should curb her attacking instinct? We were seeing she was swinging it today very hard. She got a couple of brilliant boundaries, but do you think Smriti Mandana should curb her attacking instincts and rather try to stay till the end?
you know uh, this is a fantastic point that you have mentioned, Shubhan. If you look into the
Mhm.
Australian, because Australia has been the most successful side, right? So if you
Right,
take it
right.
from them, there is a Beth Mooney who is
Yeah.
there, who
Mm.
plays through through at least 12, 13, 14 overs,
Right,
and others play around her. One
right.
big thing missing from Gujarat, of course, was the fact that first match also Beth Mooney wasn't there. She was there for an over. Second match, she didn't even play, and now the situation is she might not play. Now the
Right.
question is, who will be a bet? Who will play the same role in the rest of the
Hmm.
teams? The reason
Right.
why I had mentioned this in the pre-show as well, the reason why Shafali played so well was because Meg Lanning was there.
Yeah.
Her 75
True.
came, she accelerated a lot later. Initially, she
Right.
was just, letting Shafali play around her. Here,
Right.
Divine, here, either of them has to. I mean, it doesn't seem like Divine or Mandana, any of them have spoken about. Ugh,
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
is it
Please go
my
on. Go on.
internet
Go
or
on.
your internet?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. The panel just switched, so I think it's just a technical glitch. But please go on.
Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, so either Mandana or Divine, one of them has to say
Hmm.
that I'm going to stay for the first 10 overs. One of them
Right.
there means a Disha Kasat comes and she can, play along with that player.
Hmm.
Also,
Right.
honestly, Shubhan, there are certain players who can play this role very well. Not
Right. For
everyone can
example,
do it.
Heather Knight can play that role. Heather Knight can play that role.
Fantastic.
Elise Perry can play that role.
Absolutely.
Although Elise Perry has been striking at 120, 130, 140 recently after coming back into the Australian team. She is playing the aggressor, but she's very well
But she
capable
has
of
played
that
for
coming
Delhi
up.
Sixers and played that role.
Yes, yes, exactly my role, and I think they are bringing up Heather Knight very late in the batting order. Heather Knight is not your number six in my opinion.
Absolutely, and especially when she is not bowling. If she was bowling, I would
Yeah,
understand you're using her that way. But definitely seems
right.
like because of her injury, maybe because
Maybe
the way today the Nat Silver and Haley Matthews were going after the bowling, they could have bought Knight,
Mm,
but since they didn't bring, I'm guessing she's still taking a little time because of the injury. So, which basically means she's your pure batter. You
right.
get her at three, maybe,
Ah,
and maybe Divine has to sit out. Disha and Smriti opens,
yes,
or
yes.
or you can give Indrani a look in.
Ah,
I mean, might be a
right,
little unfair on Disha, but also you just have 7-8 matches. See, Shubhan, the problem
right,
is it's just 7-8 matches.
right. It's not a
It's
14 match league. It's not a 14 match league where
exactly
you
so
can
you
come back
can't
in the
give
last six
someone a
matches. Yeah,
longest run. Your
right,
maximum
right,
will be 2 to 3 matches. Cannot be more than that because before that the league is over for you. So maybe get
mm,
in Indrani, but this has to be sorted. And I feel Mandana being the matured player, Mandana having played in these conditions, having grown up playing in these conditions, she
right,
should stay till the 10th over. Of course, she'll get bad
mm,
balls. I mean, a batter like
right,
her will get bad balls, and once she stays in the wicket after 2-3 overs, Shubhan, of course,
right.
as an opponent captain, I'm thinking, oh, Smriti Mandana is still there. She has that reputation.
Ah, I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. But let's move to Mumbai Indians' bowling lineup. Saika Ishaq, what a superstar! She is a
Absolutely.
superstar. I am not saying she is a star in the making, but she is a superstar. 4 over 26 run, 2 wickets. She has 6 wickets in this tournament so far in 2 matches, and she has been absolutely brilliant. And someone I just saw a tweet. I can't take the name because I am not able to find that. But someone wrote on Twitter today that Saika Ishaq is a spinner. But what I like about her that she has the intent of a pacer. You look at how she was stopping when Sophie Devine was shuffling. She's full of confidence. She's not afraid that a Sophie Devine, a legendary Sophie Devine, is batting in front of her, and you can see the confidence she has gained from the first match. What's your take on Saika Ishak? And she's someone whom we have seen a lot in this Bengal circuit, in the domestic circuit.
Absolutely. Saika with the ball has won a lot of games for Bengal. And Saika
Right,
is someone, there are certain characters, Shubhan, who are confident about their own skill, have a lot of
right,
faith in their own skill, and Saika is one
right,
of them. So she knows she can
mm-hmm.
beat the best. Also,
Right,
Sophie Devine in that over had actually literally said that this is what I'm trying to do. She had given her plan away. Kudos to
right,
Saika because I was constantly scared the way
mm.
Sophie Devine was disturbing her bowling. You know, it could be, it could be that you drop it short because you're thinking she's changed. She's just moving
Ah, ah,
forward.
ah.
She might come down, but Saika stuck to it, and I completely agree.
Right,
She has that intent to kill, which generally
right,
comes from a pacer. We pacers are
right.
ruthless. As a spinner, to see
True.
someone this ruthless is heartwarming, and to see the results of that. She kept
Right.
attacking Sophie Devine, and if you see, she kept bowling in that channel. She was like, "You want to hit me? You hit me.
Hit
I
me.
will
Ah,
stay where I am."
right, right. Hey,
And
what a star! What a star!
what
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
you know
Please,
she
please.
will end up being one of the one of the names. And now Shubha, and this is where the interesting part of WPL becomes. Now someone like a Radha Yadav, someone like a Rajeshwari Gaikwad are suddenly under a lot of pressure.
That is the fun part of a IPL or a WPL when this competition things get going. You never know where a Varun Chakravarti comes in and plays the T20 World Cup directly. So this is the fun
Exactly.
of IPL. This is the fun of WPL. It gives so much exposure to the domestic stars, domestic players, and I'm pretty sure 80% of the people who are watching, even 90% of the people who are watching WPL may have not seen Saika Ishak in action before these two games, and that is what makes it such a heartwarming event because the toil, the hard work of your domestic circuit, domestic cricket in front of empty stadium. Suddenly you are exposed in front of 20, 25,000 people. They are chanting your name, they are chanting, and you are under a lot of pressure there. And that is where your character, all your hard work, all your mental strength comes into play. And hats off to Saika. I'll probably try and call her. I don't know whether it should be right and give her a congratulations, but absolute star. But at the same time, Emilia Kerr again was brilliant, although she gave away a bit of runs, 2 wickets. But Hayley Matthews with the ball, we keep on coming back to her because she is the star of the match. 3 wickets, 28 runs, 4 overs, bowling at during the tough overs along with Saika in the power play, and she did brilliantly. What a player, what a superstar.
See, with Haley Matthews, why I would say for me, Saika is the bigger star here is because Haley Matthews has been there, done it. She
Yeah,
has done
yeah,
it
of
for
course.
West Indies. She has done it for, I'm forgetting her Big Bash League team, but she has done it for
Yep.
them as well. And she plays
And
a
a
lot of
reputation,
neutral
her
cricket.
reputation. She has a
Yes, that's
reputation.
what
She
I'm
has a
saying.
worldwide
That,
reputation. Yeah.
generally someone like a Divine or someone of the caliber of Smriti also facing a Haley Matthews would be like a little careful, a little cautious. But with Saika, they would be like, oh, this is a kid in the block. This is someone new. We
Yeah.
can put pressure, which is what Divine was trying to do. She was trying to put the pressure back on MI through Saika. And that is
Right.
where I think Saika holding her character, holding her line, holding her length, holding onto the plan that they had was fabulous.
Oh, absolutely. But the next challenge for Saika Ishaq will be when teams start analyzing her bowling. Well, teams will sit
I
there,
was just
sit in the
about to
video analyst room and say, okay, this is the line and area she loves to bowl. When in the power play, she bowls like this, flatter deliveries, wide Yorkers, on your stump, on your legs. Then I think the evolution of Saika will start. Once she gets hit for a 40, 45 runs in 4 overs, then she will start growing. Right now it's all rosy, but I'm pretty sure it won't be as rosy as today or in the last match in the coming games.
It's always like that, Shubha. And when you're making a
Yeah,
debut, when it's your first series, nobody really knows about you. They know about you.
right.
There's a little buzz about you, but that's it.
Hmm.
After the first series, after the first two series, after the first season of WPL, we have seen in the 15 years of IPL how many one timers, one seasoners have we seen. It's the same thing
Right,
with Saika, though my
right.
expectation is higher because of course I have seen her do it for Bengal a
Yeah,
number of
yeah, yeah.
years at a stretch. But then again, you never know, because
Right,
right now everything is working in Saika's favor. For example, the line and length that Saika bowls at, nobody has tried a reverse sweep. Somebody
right,
somewhere will reverse sweep her and reverse sweep her constantly. There will be
right.
fielders, but reverse sweeps will keep coming. All these things will disturb her. And how does she get back? That will be the real character. Because if you remember, there's a Poonam Yadav who almost faded away after she was attacked.
Still India's second highest wicket taker in T20Is. Yes.
Absolutely. But she faded away once people figured out that the her most dangerous point was that she bowls that slow. That is
True,
where
true.
you have to bring in a lot more variations, probably go around the wicket, over the wicket.
Mhm.
You have to figure your own ways out, and that actually is your
True.
test of character.
True, absolutely, you're spot on again. But at the same time, Harmanpreet Kaur, there was so much talk during the T20 World Cup. I was someone who was constantly following her net practice, net sessions. Got a bit of trolling going on Twitter. But this 2 wins, what should it mean for Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain? Okay, she didn't get to bat, but as a captain, what will these 2 wins mean for Harmanpreet?
Well, Mumbai has always been a very professional team. For example, even when you see,
Oh, sorry. I think
we
I
have
think
a
we will
we
have
also
a
have
debut.
a
We have a debutant. We have a
yeah, we have
debutant.
a
We have a
debutant.
debutant. We have a debutant. If you can just put your camera a bit down so that we can see your face, Bharat sir.
Camera a bit down and little more
Uh,
spotlight on your face,
like like
please.
like like
I don't know why it is
He's a
coming.
newbie. He's a newbie in the video format, so we'll get it sorted. We'll get Bharat sorted. If not in this video, but for the next video, some of the insights he's going to share is going to be tremendous. And what an addition he is to our team. Working 9 years for Crickbus now for Rev Sports is a new start for him as well. So looking forward to a lot more with Bharat. But right now he will sort this out. He'll figure this out. But yes,
Absolutely.
coming back to Harman, Trisha, yes, please continue. I think we have Bharat again.
Yes.
He's still figuring out
No,
his
I don't know
video
why
angle.
it's coming dark from behind.
Because you are against the light. You are sitting against the light. If you can just turn it around, yes, yes, Trisha, please, Harman.
Yes, I think MI as a team is playing very professionally. They look a very
Hmm.
good squad, and they seem to be enjoying together.
Right,
Hartman has done well, but what I
right.
really found, there you go. There's the man,
There
putting
you go.
spotlight on the man.
Weird
Yes, Trisha,
and
please continue.
Yes,
Let's wrap the Harman thing first. Yes.
yes. As I said, I think Harman's captaincy also has been much better. Maybe
Hmm.
because she got a lot of confidence with the batting in the first match. That always helps.
Right.
Also, in the ground, I was seeing she was constantly speaking to Nat Siver. The other thing which I
Hmm.
also saw that, when EC Wong was getting hit, and even when Helly Matthews went for a boundary, Yastika Bhatia
Hmm.
ran all the way from her end
Keeper
to the
slot. Yeah.
bowler, said something, and they got a wideish slip. That ball,
Hmm.
I mean, a little bit here and there, obviously it happens. That ball, Smriti didn't edge it. They removed this
Right.
slip, and she edged it the very next ball, the one you were talking about, when Nat Siver. So, as a whole, I feel there's a leadership group in there. Honestly, it's
Hmm.
very good to see someone like a Yastika contributing to that.
Right. Right.
And because Harman has a good leadership group rallying around her, things are also
Hmm.
becoming easier. She's also, her bowling changes has been spot on. But then
Right.
again, Shubhan, when you're winning, everything seems to be spot on. When you're losing, everything seems to go haywire. So I think
Yes.
MI is yet to be fully tested. We
Hmm.
can only probably discuss all this once they are fully tested, because right now
Right.
they're sitting happily on top of the table.
Right, right, and two big wins for Mumbai Indians, and they would be really, really confident going into their next set of matches. But Bharat is here. What's your take? You are someone who comes from Karnataka. What is happening with RCB? It's going the same way as men.
never
No,
RCB
inshallah, cup someday.
RCB men's team or women's team, they keep giving away runs. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
watched later part of the action. From what I saw,
Hmm.
RCB ball basically bowled two straight. They were drifting down leg, long hops. As you know, both Haley Matthews and Nat Skyvar are both sort of strong bottom-handed players. So if you bowl two
Hmm.
straight to them, they will definitely pick you up for runs. So that is something that happened. Haley Matthews definitely is in great form. You would have watched her in the T20 World Cup. She scored some runs. But
Yeah.
if you look at her record, I think she scored 100 against Thailand in 2019. After that, she has perhaps a couple of 50s. She scored
Yeah.
some runs in the T20 World Cup, but her form has not been that good. Perhaps the extra burden of captaining the side wasn't helping her or whatever. She just looks like a completely different player here in this for our franchise here in the WPL.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we have to look at the West Indies current squad as well. It is not as great a talented side or a great skillful side as it used to be back in the days. But yes, I mean Haley Matthews looks like a completely different player. But Bharat, who has been your pick of the player from this match? Of course, Haley Matthews has been absolutely brilliant both with bat and ball. But what's your take on Saika Ishaq? Because you are someone who technically breaks down a bowler. We have seen your work on James Anderson and other bowlers. But what's your take on Saika Ishaq? Your
Yeah,
early impression of her?
as I said, one thing that only later part of the match I saw, so
Oh,
I can't say
so
much.
okay,
Only 30, 35
we'll ask
minutes
you
of the
about
match.
Saika Ishaq
We'll
later when
wait
she's
for him to dissect Saika's action and
ah
everything.
Well,
Today is not the
right.
day.
so what happened was the last 20, 30 minutes I saw. During that time, obviously, uh,
Hmm. Daily
RCB
Matthew
started
Storm
with
was going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's the action I saw, and as I said, they bowled two straight. Smriti
Hmm.
Mandan as well. She just seemed like quite clueless there as a captain when the bowlers were getting hammered. So there's action I saw. They just bowled two straight, too many long hops, and two bottom-handed players, strong bottom-handed players, definitely picked runs of their bowlers.
Oh, absolutely. There's a question from Shivan Katiyar as well. Hello, sir. Don't you think these flat pitches are helping certain types of players if matches are scheduled in different grounds and different type of pitches so that everyone have fair chances? And the boundary, I would like to add here the boundary sizes as well. It's just 50, 50, 50 odd yards, 50 odd meters, and that is something we have spoken about in our previous WPL shows as well. That it is too much in favor of batters and the bowlers with the dew also playing a bit of part. Trisha, what's your take on that?
Absolutely. I think, this due thing obviously then starts putting a lot of stress on the toss. If you're not good at
Mhm.
the toss, which we know Harman isn't that great, but thankfully, uh, toss becomes important. And if you have due, which basically gives the chasing team an advantage. Flat pitches, well, more than flat pitches, I completely agree with you. I'm not very happy with the short boundary. Is because flat pitches, I would still say it's okay as a bowler. Maybe your skills are being tested, maybe a little too much, but we all know it's a batter's game. So I will still understand. But uh, you know, with the pitch, with the boundary being that short, I think what Bharat was saying, eventually what starts happening is that boundary is short on one side starts affecting you as a bowler, because you're thinking, if
Right.
side is short, I have to avoid bowling to that side, because the moment they touch it, even if it's an edge, is going to go to the boundary and you start straying, and your lines start becoming tougher. So I would like to see
Hmm.
proper boundaries. Let's say 55 meters, 60 meters is the bare minimum, to be very honest. I mean,
Ah.
I'm okay with a few less number of sixes, because
Right,
a
right.
tough game. You tell me, Shubhayan,
Hmm.
so far there have been four matches. Didn't you enjoy yesterday's second match, which is Gujarat versus UP, the most?
Gujarat.
Because it was a
Yep.
closely fought contest. I mean, while it's
Right.
fantastic to see the way Matthews and Siver batted, but I would have liked it, like them to win it with three balls to go or four balls to go, not 34 balls to go.
It was a used wicket,
Oh,
right?
that's
That
what.
one was a used wicket. Yeah, that one was a
Yes, I
used
think the
wicket.
pitch.
Yes,
Right, right,
yes,
right,
yes,
right. And I,
absolutely.
I think that is where the bowlers will start enjoying it a bit more because used pitches you can use your variations in IPL. Men's IPL also we have seen flat pitches in Chinnaswamy. It's a 200 there minimum you have to score. Otherwise you are going to lose it regardless of how well you bat or bowl. But here I would like to add. Okay, I can understand why BCCI is doing this with shorter boundaries and flat pitches early on. They want high scoring matches, but at the same time, if the dew is coming on in the second innings, it just makes the entire contest very unfair. What's your take on this, Bharat? I mean, flat pitches, dew playing a role, shorter boundaries, everything in favor of batters. Where will the bowlers come and compete?
As you know, in Mumbai, what I heard is they tend to use this kind of little bit of yellow soil. They mix it with
Hmm.
red soil, so you tend to get even bounce there. So
Mhm.
I don't know what they can do in terms of pitches, because I think generally you get this kind of pitches even at the DY Patil Stadium, or for the matter,
Right,
Brabham Stadium. Yeah, the boundaries
right.
definitely can be bigger, but I think the texture of the pitches, that is how it is. You get this kind of pitches at the Brabham Stadium, or for the matter, if it's played at Wankhede or DY Patil Stadium, because they get this bit of yellow soil. They get it from Western Ghats and then mix it with the red soil. So you get generally get even bounce at these pitches, and they tend to leave a little bit of grass as well. So that's what we saw yesterday as well. So not too sure they can do much in relation to pitches, but yeah, boundaries definitely uh, perhaps are too short.
Perhaps a two shot 48-50 meter is not, at least not done in according to me. But one final question, Trisha, Bharat, how can RCB come back? Two back-to-back losses. They are a really good side on paper, but what's happening with them on the pitch? How can they make a comeback? Maybe bring someone like Indrani Roy or maybe a Danivan Mierkak into that lineup and try a few things. Try a few things out if it is not working.
Absolutely. I think on point, I would obviously want Danny Van Niekerk in place of Divine. And though I wouldn't mind if Disha is promoted up, but I would still want to see an Indrani Roy being brought up and her playing the aggressor role where Smriti can take a little bit of backseat maybe for the power play or the first 2 3 overs. And with the bowling, I think the bowling changes have to be better. Renuka has to be used in the beginning and right at the top. And
Right.
Perry also, I think, Perry's lines have to be better. So overall, I think what the team should actually talk about also is it's just 2 matches. They can come back. They have to, yes, it becomes
Right, right,
tough. Of course, it becomes tough. The NRR is also affected with all this because right now it might seem too far away, but these are the matches which are going to the NRR, because we have seen what happens when RCB men's team also gets into this, till the last minute
KKR
before they
lost.
qualify.
KKR lost two playoffs due to their NRR
Exactly.
in the last
NRRs
weekend.
become
So,
important. Absolutely. And you know what? NRR will not be important for the first team or the second team. Out of the
yes, it
three
will be
teams, it's
important
the
for the
third
yeah.
team. It will be the third place for which the fight will become all complicated. Having said that, yes, as I said, 6 more matches to go. If they win 4-5 on the trot, it will become very interesting, and they are capable of it. They have big
Yeah,
names,
yeah,
big players. All that they need to do is probably settle down and say, let's do each other's job better and let's do
yeah.
the fielding better, because whatever you do, all of us have to field. So the
Yeah.
fielding has to come good.
They are facing Gujarat Giants in their next match, RCB. So one of them will have their first win. So it remains to be seen who
Absolutely.
gets the first win. Trisha
Uh,
has already her fingers crossed with for Gujarat Giants, and let's see. But yes, Bharat, any last comments before we
yeah,
close our show?
just one point I wanted to add about Alice Perry. So you
Mhm,
both would have seen she's basically was, of course, a swing bowler for a long time.
mhm.
Yesterday I saw she was trying to hit hard lens. Not too sure it's her kind of game, so perhaps she's struggling a bit there. One point I would also like to add about Smriti Mandan, I think uh, sh- as a captain, she perhaps has to improve the body language of RCB side. Just couple of boundaries go there, couple of boundaries are hit or smashed, and they seem to just lose the plot right there itself. And even in terms of bowling changes, I saw that
Right.
Hither Knight bowled the 19th, I think the penultimate over in one of the games, and even though there were a couple of other options, she went with her just because she got a couple of wickets.
Mhm.
She seems to go as per that kind of yeah.
Formula.
Just because someone takes a wicket, she goes for that kind of bowler in the 19th or 20th over. Or for the matter, in terms of toss, what she did the first match, she elected to bat, and now she again she elected to bowl, and now she's basically elected to bat. So someone would go as per what happens in the last match.
Oh, that's why. That's
Suman,
why. Yeah. Yes.
I will add to
Yes,
it.
Trisha.
If Sneha Rana can become, and this I'm saying in international cricket, if Sneha Rana
Mhm.
can become a more consistent performer, and if Sneha Rana can actually, even though I know Sneha Rana's age is a little on the higher
Yeah.
side, but still, the way she captained Gujarat last night was very good, you know and
He's a
that
good
again
captain.
calls for why is Muni the captain, I don't know. But anyway, that's a separate topic. But honestly, if Smriti captains the way she is doing, and if Sneha Rana captains the way she is doing, obviously has to be backed by consistency and all that, Sneha Rana is going to put in that name forward as a captain in the future.
Right, right, and that is where this platform comes in WPL. This is the place where you get tested, you get You get your skill set exposed under high pressure situations, and that is where the best of the players, best of the minds, they come out in full colors. And let's see what Smriti Mandana and RCB do to come back, make a comeback in this WPL. But right now, Mumbai Indians are flying in this tournament so far. Two matches, top of the table. Everything is going all rosy for Harmanpreet Kaur and her brigade. But that was a fantastic show, Trisha. Bharat, thank you for joining. We'll be back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Delhi Capitals are playing UP Warriors. That is going to be a crackerjack of a contest. Two of the best teams, best balanced team, most balanced team in this tournament, and it remains to be seen whether Delhi prevails or UP Warriors prevails. Will we see a Grace Harris madness again? Tomorrow is the day. Join us for a pre-match show at 7 p.m. and again in the post-match after the game ends. So thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you to everyone who have joined and watched this show. And enjoy your night.